morning. I think that's actually low for the morning for this time of year. I think it's technically a drop, but everything's okay. Right, the tomatoes and peppers really do need it to be about 40 below 40 before any damage starts. I was just taking a peek at these Indigo Ruby tomatoes and kind of how they operate. They're interesting. I like interesting tomatoes. As a recap from moving things out, it does look like I'm having some success with keeping the peppers on the plant. The shriveling leaves are disappearing. It just probably wasn't getting enough sun. This Cherokee purple, I do have one. They grew okay in the raised bed last year. Let's go sit down so I can put my coffee down and put my phone down. Let me have a sip of coffee first. I'll do a little rotate real quick like. Oh, real slow like? How about that one? More daylilies. I love in my little weird bed here, my little area to put plants. Yeah. I'm staggering over here. The sun's just gonna come up right in through the front of that eave on his house, my neighbor's house. Let me put you down for a second. Good morning to you. It is, well, I guess a person might call it chilly. It feels, I want to bank this, you know. I want to like keep a couple of these because I do prefer to be cool rather than hot. I mean, I think if I could live at 65 degrees, between 65 and 75 with the occasional awfully hot day at 78, I'd be happy. Today was garbage day. We have it twice a week, believe it or not, but okay. And I wanted to film, well, sort of me taking out the garbage. I mean, just carrying the bag out because I got rid of the peas. I was gonna take that bag. In this case, I did. I actually take my dead things and I put them right straight up in the garbage. And I don't wash it out every time because they're not muddy or anything. If they were, maybe. So I wanted to take my camera and just real quick swing through my front yard real quick. Maybe even, you know, capture the bag going out to the garbage kind of on a swoop, and then just do the front yard real quick. Just a little, hey, this is what's going on out there, because I have a lot out there too. Not like this. The front is, I choose it to be a little bit more on the xeriscaping side, whatever is drought tolerant. I do have some pansies out there. I'd love it to show it to you. Neighbor across the street was out, taking her garbage out, which she normally takes out the day before, but okay. And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know about the filming. And then my neighbor over there, she's coming out to get in her car. I'm telling you, it's 5:43. That's 5:43 a.m. in the morning. And that's not enough. So my other neighbor, they come out in their car and they get ready to go. No, I don't understand. Nobody leaves at that hour. One learns the patterns. Everybody leaves about 6. So I'm like, what is everybody doing out this morning? Well, I want to film. I don't want to film in front of my neighbors. So bottom line, I didn't get to show you the garden this morning, and I was up so early and just ready to I do want to share it with you, you know, things that are going on out there as well, because, you know, it's a garden. I have nandina, bamboo nandina in containers. I did take some things out of pots, and I tried to put them in the ground as one neighbor thinks would be a great idea, that way. And I'm like, I think it would be good if they were on the ground. I don't think you should use pots. I'm like, oh. And a lot of people use pots around here. Ground's very, very hard. Well, I did try to get in and I got stuck. That even with the auger, done, over. Go no further. They have big drilling companies that drill for water here. I'd need one of those. So just a very few are in the ground, and most are in pots. And so I have nandina. I still have some pansies, some creeping jenny in these 2 pots. I planted, I had in containers, I had purple fountain grass. They did not overwinter. I cut them back appropriately. They did not overwinter. They died. Everything's on irrigation there. I do prefer grasses in the front. you know, whatever flows in the wind. And I do have a neighbor. Did I mention that I have a neighbor? Another neighbor across from me this way. And she just loves to look at the grasses as they go, you know, when they blow, when she's looking out her living room window. I don't get to see them very much, but anyway, so I have a lot of grasses out there. And I'm gonna get 3 more today. I bought 3 from my friend called Mexican feathergrass. And he's struggling to find a place to use them because he changed his plan. So he's gonna bring those back, and I'll probably put those out front. Little birdies showing up. Let's talk gardening hats. I don't use this outside because I need the strap because of wind, but I'm just sitting here and it's very calm. And I think it looks okay. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway. All my gardening hats have the straps. I realize in a couple of videos now that the cars are extremely loud. I don't know that I realized that when I moved here. I selected a home that didn't have anybody on the back because I'm already suffocated here and suffocated there. And I'm like, I need some elbow room. So across the way is actually a nursing home, assisted livings. There's some apartments, and then I've done a tour, and in the back there's the locked door, and then they have sort of the dementia patients back there sitting around watching TV or in wheelchairs. Every now and then there's a little noise from there. Some of the people that lived in the apartments, one had a barking dog. He's gone. I never realized this is a small street that goes basically to another housing area, but it is being used, I believe, as a cut through from the main shopping drag. We all have one of those, right? And out of town. So like I can be here. And there's some revving. I don't know who lives here in a house that revs. I can't imagine their neighbors dealing with them. But so I apologize. It's my garden and I had no idea. I've sat on this little couch last year and even dozed. But my goodness, it is noisy out here and I'm so sorry. Not to mention my little container water fountain can get kind of loud. But I am just speaking right into the microphone here, so we should be okay, right? Between yesterday and today, I did finally take down the dead peas. I gave up on the peas. They were in the city picker container. That is a city picker container right there. But these were over in a corner because the wind had gotten to them and I needed to protect them. Well, in doing, and I had planted 6 in the container per instructions on sizes of plants, plant 6. Well, that was like 3 too many. And it got crowded at the top. They didn't really have a lot of room to go places. The city pickers don't really offer a great way to trellis based on their kind of configuration. So I did do 3 bamboo poles in a teepee. Anyway, they got powdery mildew and it just kept climbing and climbing, and I could not fight it. I've been struggling a lot with powdery mildew this year already, and I gave up. I just wasn't even going to eat them after a while. You know, stopped watering, and by the time I finally took them out yesterday and got them to the garbage, they were so crinkly dry, and of course it was much more messy. Not the most clever thing. So I got that done. I did a video yesterday, and so I'll recap that I did. I sprayed with neem, as I showed in the video, still combating the white flies. I'm not really sure what my plans are today. I certainly have a couple plants that need planting, the gazania and the purslane. I'll have those Mexican feathergrasses. I could be tackling those in the front. It's probably going to be cooler today. If it's just 50 now, 52, it's probably not going to get to 90. Of course, that will involve me going out, having a neighbor watch me, my every move. And it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to be on camera. I know you guys get this. I know you get it. You're like, what are you doing? You're on YouTube. What does it matter if your neighbor watches you? That's something for me to think about, isn't it? Yesterday I did a kelp wash, drench. My goodness, I'm stuttering. Which is kelp into, you know, your water container, 2 gallons in this case, and then everybody got a drench, kind of to build up micronutrients. I read that potatoes would benefit from it because I think my potatoes have been struggling. I have no idea what they're going to look like underneath because I've never grown potatoes, and they had a bad, once they got a little bit of a leaf on top, I went away, and in that week they got overwatered, and all the fruiting stuff. Again, I covered this all in the other video. So progress of the sunflowers. Oh my goodness. So these, the Autumn Beauty, are only supposed to get to 6 feet tall, but they look a lot like mammoth. You know, it's possible that these are actually Autumn Beauty. I guess I'll know when they bloom. Autumn Beauty tend to have maroon flowers, some yellow, but maroon. Man, this is getting massive back here. Getting massive. Some good morning sunshine on the bamboo and photinia. I think you probably know that I planted all of those as a screen. There was a trampoline right there. It's since moved. A little girl would jump up and wave at me, hi, and I was like, so much for my secret garden. So I tried to do as much screening as I could. I never could find anything super practical for this little Gothic archy thing. It's too short. Wrench panels tied at the top by wire. Been having a hard time finding just the right thing that would grow over it. So it's kind of there right now. Oh my goodness, I'm loving that sage. Let's see. Oh, where's my little tag? Oh my goodness. It's not lipstick, it's some other kind of sage. You see this plant here? This is called an appletini. It's a sun. I'll look it up and I'll put it there for you. It has little red blossoms when they get going. It grows all the way over here. It's growing in the bottom block of this. No, yeah, it is in the bottom block of this little structure that we built with concrete blocks, and I painted them. I have 2 pieces of wood that I could create a bench, and it's getting behind that bamboo like it did last year. I have to kind of bring it under control. I don't know what it likes about this area. The birds are pooping on this. That's because they're sitting up there. All right, I'll show you my sweet little other climbing rose. That's just put out a rose. I tied him back yesterday. I feel like this is a case of nobody puts baby in the corner. Let me get you in focus here. Yeah, sweetie pie. And he is called, I actually used a tag, Westerland, climbing Westerland. You'd have to read my, a little shady in here. He had aphids, so I gotta make sure they don't come back. I get aphids on every one of my roses, 100%. There's not even an option there. Oh my goodness, look at this. Oh, these are new, and that's why Zion Purple Sun, and that's why they look so good, because they wouldn't look that good under my watch, or the hot Arizona. This is more like, oh, that's so beautiful. I love those colors. Crepe myrtle's trying to come out. He's been struggling with mildew as well. So beautiful. Yeah, see right there? That breaks my heart. It's not like I haven't, you know, given him treatments over and over. Good morning to you, daylilies. Good morning, good morning. Hi, hi babies. I'm not taking them. The gazania is the one that needs to get planted today. Yes. And there's that sun. And right now, it just looks wonderful because it's so cool out today. I shouldn't run over here, but these were all in bloom yesterday. There's one. Bring him into focus. Yeah, he looks like he could use more iron, but you know, how much iron do you use? I don't like using iron. I don't want it to stain my hardscaping. This is the Alaska nasturtium. I can't wait to see them bloom. The variegated leaves are so pretty. I don't know, I guess it's getting time to harvest blueberries. Look at my watermelons. It reached the trellis. It'll be a matter of controlling it, guiding it up. Losing a plant here. Came back from last year, but he might be overwatered. Alrighty. Uh-oh. Sunshinies. Sunshines are getting on stuff. I have to go. I have some things to do. We'll talk to you soon, hopefully tomorrow. Thank you for joining me for coffee.